Chilling tales for dark nights.
Want to make sure you never miss a Chilling Tales for Dark Nights video again? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
So, alright, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about myself. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, College Park area. Now, I run a camp for the kids, from around the hood, man, for the last 5 years or so. I call it from the hood to the woods. And I call it that because I take kids from the hood, and I take them, over down to the woods or whatever, and we do, a real camping experience for them. Now I get kids from all over, and they just be lined up, man, all around the block just to be a part of it. And it's crazy because they literally line up and down the block every summer to be a part. And I'm talking about even the high school kids, and y'all know. The high school kids, man, it's hard to get them wanting to do something, especially something that involve outdoors and nature and all that. But they love, volunteering, being one of the big kids, one of the, little junior chaperones and all that. Now last year I had 75 kids. And this year, I already know it's going to be over 100. And most of the kids, they don't really get a chance to go on vacations and stuff since their families don't really got it like that. A lot of them single mama and all that. So they don't always have the money to do these types of things. So this the one shot they really get to get away from home, man. And it's the one shot the parents get to get away from their kids. So they be happy to send them. Now, it's amazing the way everything just come together, man. At first I used to stress about the food and stress about the transportation and all that. Like, I used to have an old, some of y'all might not know this car, it's kind of old, but I used to have a 94 Buick Roadmaster. And the Roadmaster is like an old Cadillac, man. It's basically the same body as a Cadillac or the old Impala, the Bubble Impala, or the Bubble Caprice. It's the same body style, but mine was a station wagon though. So I had 3 seats up front because you had the driver and the passenger, and then in the middle, you could sit somebody in that middle up there in the front. It ain't like the new cars, they got the shifter in the middle. The shifter was on the steering column, so I could put somebody in the middle right there. And then in the back seat, man, the car was so wide, man, I would put 2 kids up front in the middle and put them in the same seat belt. And in the back, I had about 4 or 5 kids in the back, depending on how little they was. I might have up to 6. And then, excuse me, in the back of the back, I had the car had a little extra seat that folded out, and it faced the rear window. So I put a couple of kids on that seat and strapped them down, and depending on what was going on, I might have some just sitting in the back, all the way in the back. So man, we be in a dang station wagon, and I had some good tents on there because I ain't want the police pull me over, man. So I had some good old tents on there. Not super dark, because if they too dark, they pull you over. But I had a nice little tent, so they just couldn't see how many of us would be up in there. And we pile in, and I take them to camp just like that. And as time went, the church started letting me use the church van, and a couple of parents they helped me, and so we eventually got transportation and stuff down. And, the food, everybody come with their EBT card. I know that's what they call it here in Atlanta. I don't know what they call it. They might not call it the same in other cities, but that's your that's your food stamp card, man. Everybody come with the food stamp, man. They give me a couple of stamps. They go to the store, get us some sandwich meat, peanut butter and jelly, And then a couple of parents might make big old pot of spaghetti or something. So, we always found a way to make it work, man. Now everybody in the hood just was contributing. Business, different little businesses, restaurants, corner stores. Everybody give what they could give. So it was moving good, man. Even the dope boys, man. The dope boys put a little fun aside where they, give me some money on it every year or whatever. So, they out there doing bad, but at the same time, they trying their best to, do something to help the streets out too, man. And the barbershops would do little collections and stuff. Everybody would put in something so we could take more and more kids every year and give them a better experience than the year before that. Now we'll go way out into the sticks, man, and we get a bunch of big tents and we set them up. We had the sleeping beds. We started off with blankets and a pillow, but eventually, everybody had a sleeping bed, and the kids loved it. The kids loved it, even back in the days back when it was shabby. To us, it might have been raggedy, but to them, they loved it, man. They loved it. They never had no complaints, man. Now, I don't even think anybody actually slept them couple of days when we was out there. I don't ever even remember folks sleeping, man. Like, it'll be just random parts out the day, folk go hit them a little nap or something. But we used to get it in the whole week, man. We be turned up all week. And when I think back, I just don't know how. I can't even remember, like, where did the money, like, what did I do? What job that I have that just let me get off and do all this? And I don't make no big money or nothing. I ain't got no office job, administrative, executive job. Me, man, shoot, I work up in the warehouse, man. So I don't know how I got vacation. When I be thinking back, how did I get the vacation time to do this? Cause they don't give you no vacation time in the temp service, man. You sue. I don't know how I did that. It's crazy, man. But anyway, as great as everything was going, getting set up this year, I really wasn't excited as I usually would be. I keep getting these dreams, man. And me, I usually can't remember what I dream. Like, I might be, how you be going through the day and something happened and that bring your dream back to your memory. Like, I might have something like that go on, but it's usually something stupid. It ain't like nothing that makes sense. But this, last couple of days, man, I've been dreaming like clear, man. Like, dream part 1, part 2. It ain't just no random assortment of stuff. It been like dreams in a sequence that everything makes sense, man. And then in the dreams, it'd be like how movies have cutbacks that go back in the past or whatever. I have these parts in my dreams that go back in the past where things is in black and white. And, and then when it get back to like modern time, it goes back in color. So, this just really been bothering me. Like, even if I wake up in the middle of the dream and I lay back down, the dream continues on. And it don't always be terrible stuff like in the dream. It just be, sometimes it's just me going about in life. And I see friends I ain't seen and people I think I recognize, but I also think I ain't never seen. And I see people that's died, family and stuff that's died. And, I just see all these people that I beat and forgot about. And when I wake up remembering the dream. It's like a boring, beautiful movie or something. So it's been bothering me, but it's just a dream, I guess, right? It ain't nothing special. It's just a dream, man. Whatever. Now, this last dream I had, though. This last dream I had was kind of dark. It's the night before, we picked the kids up and stuff in the morning. And in the dream, I remember I kept hearing the message, and then I started seeing it wrote out, and it was said, "You took a wrong turn at Deliverance." And it was wrote in blood. "You took a wrong turn at Deliverance." And then another one that said, "The cabin in the woods on Friday the 13th. Now, at first I'm hearing this and I'm like, man, that's crazy. But then it kind of clicked to me that it can't mean nothing special, right? It's just a dream. It's just random dream thoughts. So, you took a wrong turn at Deliverance. That can't mean nothing. It's just random dream stuff. And the cabin in the woods on Friday the 13th. Well, the trip ain't on Friday the 13th. I know Friday the 13th is supposed to be a bad luck day or something. But that ain't this, there ain't no bad luck. We're just going to go do a camp. So, what could happen? So now, the morning of the camp, everybody was excited. People, man, the kids losing their mind, and I could barely sleep. So I'm really not up for no mess. I just needed to be a smooth day, but I did my best to put my smile on, man. I did my best to be presentable and be a good leader for everybody. So now I woke up and I woke up and I got this is around around the summertime, so birds chirping and so it's beautiful outside, man. It's beautiful. Birds chirp, old ladies and stuff out in the gardens, and the old guy cutting the lawn, cause old folk be the first one up. They come out early before all the knuckleheads come outside. And they all, everybody just having a beautiful smiles and stuff on their face. Now me, I head to the church, cause that's why, we had everybody come down to the church and we meet up at the church. So everybody got to the church, everybody had their stuff in their book bags and all that. And we always do a good old prayer, man. We always do a real good prayer. And so we can have safe travel and stuff on the road. And we was off. And the kids acting crazy like usual. They don't get to go out too often. So when they do get a chance to go out, they act a straight fool, man. So I try to be patient with them, but stern and firm, and teach them at the same time. I try to bend but don't break. And they appreciate that. I don't just go to hollering, cussing, and screaming them out. I take my time, be patient with them, man. And now I found out if I want to keep them entertained, put a TV on the bus, man. And we put a movie on, man. We put a movie in, and I try to put something long on, like we watch Black Panther or Avengers. Some of the kids are like belonged in a mug at the same time, man. So by the time the movie get on off, we already be about where we supposed to be at. Now, even the baddest of the baddest kids to sit down and watch a good old movie, man. Now, when we get to the campgrounds, it's far from the city, man. And, y'all, the air be so fresh out there, man. The first thing I do, just take me a big old whiff of it, man. I don't know if it's true, because it's out and there's more trees or whatever, but the air just be so fresh out there, man. And then we see, we break down with the kids all the rules. We tell them what to do, what not to do, and all that stuff. And the air be so fresh, man. They be, even they enjoy the air, man. Little kids just be enjoying the air. And then we had them go unload their stuff. Now, this always took a long time. So I always use this time to go in, check on the obstacle course, since it's usually the first activity they would want to do. So the obstacle course was up in the woods, man. We had the big old thing, the wall they climb, and the tires you climb through and climb over, and all ropes and stuff you climb. We had all that kind of stuff out there, man. So I will always go check that out while they getting their stuff put up in their tents and all that. and getting organized and all that. So now I know woods and stuff is always growing, and you know, it might be and it's been a while since I've been out here, but on my way I got confused, man. Like, I was up in the trees and I'm just moving and grooving, but I started getting confused, man. I don't know why, but the forest seemed real different. Like, the trail was, you know, just really, really overgrown. And I know we're not the only folk that come out here and camp. So I know they got people that come out and, you know, they keep it cut, keep it, you know, trim and stuff. But it just seemed like really overgrown this year or whatever. So, you know, I don't know, maybe a couple of trees fell and they cut them down or cut them out the way or something. You know, maybe that's what's up or something. But stuff was just so different, man. Now, I got my phone and I tried to call Bud. Now, Bud is he the local good old boy, man. You know, he the one who kept everything in order around the camp. And, you know, if you needed anything, he lived like right by the camp or stuff, or lived on the camp or something. He had him an old RV, man. He'd be right out there, you know, close by in case, you know, you had your little forest emergencies or whatever, man. So, you know, I called him, but I ain't had no service. Now, you know, I got Verizon, man, so I'm really upset because I pay this extra money for Verizon so I can have, you know, service when I come out here and do this camp, man. But, you know, whatever, maybe, you know, maybe they working on the tower or something, man, you know, whatever. So I turned around to go back, you know, back the way I came. Now, this one I really freaked out, man. When I turned around, the dirt path that I had been following was gone. Like, the path started, like, where I was at. So behind me, it was trees and bushes and stuff, and no path. So I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. Ain't no way. It ain't no way in the world that I done sat here and walked all the way down through the trees and bushes and stuff and didn't notice it. I know I ain't tripping like that. That ain't tripping. That's tripping. Shoot, I know I ain't the smartest guy, you know, but I ain't dumb though. So, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I know I had a Red Bull or something. Maybe it's that Red Bull I drank, man. Maybe that thing just had me so amped I ain't even notice or whatever. And I'm messing with the phone, maybe whatever. I must have went the wrong way and got turned around or whatever. So, you know, now that Red Bull had your heart moving, man. So I started panicking, and I think the panic was a little worse because of the thing adrenaline you get from the drink or whatever, man. So now I'm trying to listen to hear the kids, but I can't hear the kids because my own breath and heart just and that's all I could hear, man. My dang heart and my own breathing, and then I hear leaves and stuff like shh, and it's the squirrels, man. Them squirrels know when you scared, man, because they just start just darting from tree to tree, just making noise, and got me jumping around, looking around and stuff. And I'm not scared of the woods usually, you know, I'm a country boy, but the woods scary when you lost. The woods get real scary, man. Now okay, so now I'm looking, I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to hear nobody if I don't calm down. I need to try to figure out which direction the kids is in. So I started my way back down the path, and I'm waiting on a split or something to come up because I know it's a little fork. But when I got to where the fork, like I was waiting to remember where the fork was at, the road went all kind of different ways, man. The road was forked like 10, 11, 12 different ways, man. Now, in the woods, you make like natural paths. You know, you don't make a 12-lane intersection in the middle of the woods. Cause you know, you don't need that. You just need a little path to get you here, get you there or whatever. But there's like 12 different paths, man. So I'm like, did they add this? Why would they add this? Is this a game or something for the kids? Bud ain't tell me about this. So I really don't know which way to go now. Now I'm standing in the middle of it looking around. I done forgot the path that I came on to get to this. So now I know I'm lost. I know I don't stand a chance now. I know for a fact, whichever way I go, it's going to be only by the grace of God that I picked the right path. I done jacked up, man. I done messed up. Oh, man. Now, I stopped for a second and I prayed. I said, Lord, I'm just in the woods. Why am I so upset? Why am I so, just please help me calm down and get me going the right way. You know, I'm just all riled up about nothing right now. Let me bring it down. I'm gonna bring it down. And I started feeling better, man. And I picked the path because I thought I might have heard a couple of voices or something from back in the day. So I just said I'm gonna pick this path. I saw some look like some footprints, so it might have been, maybe this is the way I came, and I went on down that way. And now I'm cool because as I walked, I started hearing kids, man. I said, okay, all right, cool. Now we straight. But now I heard a individual voice. Not just, I heard all the kids, but I heard just one kid in particular. And the voice went like, Daddy. I said, what? I said, yo, Daddy. That's my daughter. Oh, man, look, I know. I ain't mentioned it earlier, y'all, but I got a daughter. She 5 years old, and I hadn't seen her in a while, man. And I just heard her call. They must have done a surprise, man. They must have been planning to surprise me and have her on the trip, man. Wow, I can't believe it. So I said, hey, baby, where you at? I'm over here, Daddy. Now, usually her mama be tripping, man, and talking about, she told me they was going on a family reunion and something, and she wasn't going to be able to come on my camping trip. So she must have been camping just to surprise me, man. So, oh, snap, man. So that's perfect, man. I started running, and I head towards her voice, and I was moving, man. I'm excited, man. I ain't seen my baby in a while. Now, I got to this little clearing in the woods, and I stopped to figure out where her voice was. So I said, babe, where you at? And she said, I'm right here, Daddy. Now she turned, I turned around because the voice came from behind me. So I'm like, wait, I said, what is she, did I go past her? And she called again. Daddy. So I ran to her behind me, and she said, I'm hiding, Daddy. Find me, Daddy. And I said, okay, baby, you want to play hide and seek out here, baby. I'm already lost, but whatever. So, I know that's her favorite game, man. She love hide and seek. She the type just like a hide behind the couch, even though the back of the couch is facing the kitchen, so it ain't like it's hiding, she sit there and hide right there, so whatever. So, I said, okay, baby, here I come. And I see this big old wide tree, man. Like, that tree was wide. Like, you couldn't even wrap your arms all the way around it. So wide, man. So I said, that's where she at. So I go over there. And, I snuck up to the tree, playing it like I ain't know where she was, And I'm like, I don't think I ever find you, baby. You must got the best hiding spot ever, man. You was a real master of the... Man, I saw a dang creature, man. I got behind the tree and I looked, and man, it's just like, it had the skinny long arms and legs, And it had like the skin that was just hanging like some kind of raggedy clothes and stuff just hanging loose from it. And the head had this long, like he had long freeform dreads like hanging air which way up on his head, man. But the worst part was the face, man. It was like a deer skull or something, like a deer skull with big old, like antlers up on top of it, man, like a reindeer or whatever. Now I turned to run, but I ain't talking about no regular running. I mean, like I'm running so hard and fast, my feet kicking my own butt, man. And I heard that thing call me again in my daughter voice, man. And it started getting dark and foggy out there, man. I could barely see, just instantly, I could barely see 10 feet in front of my own face. Now I had to stop because I done bumped into like 3 or 4 trees. And that last one, I done bust my forehead open up on it. Now I couldn't do nothing but stand there and look crazy, man. I'm standing there looking crazy. Then I'm just standing there looking like, man, boy, I couldn't see, I can't see my own face, but I could feel how stupid my face looked because I was just hopeless. I'm just hopeless, man. Now the voice come back. Daddy, why didn't you bring me to the camping trip? I would have loved to go camping with all the other kids. Mama said that she was waiting on you to call her back. She said you never answered her calls or her texts. She said she synced you online when she DM'd you, but you still didn't reply back, Daddy. How you take care of everybody else's kids, but don't stunt your own? I'm sorry for lying to y'all. I just figure y'all don't know me anyway, so I could get away with it. I know I done told you all this about the man I really am and the things I done for the streets and all that, but I'm sorry, man, I lied. I'm sorry I put that lie on my baby mama, man. She don't take my baby away from me. She tried to reach out to me. And now I feel like my lies done caught up to me. I do have a daughter, and I haven't been a good father to her. But I'm trying to raise everybody else's kids. I'm trying to straighten out everybody else's household. But mine in crumbles and shambles. Then a voice came again. There's a teaching I heard many, many times. And I'm sure you've heard it too. Make sure your own house is in order, Daddy, before trying to organize someone else's. I heard that monster out there laughing, pretending to be my daughter, messing with my heart, pulling on my heartstrings. What is this thing, man? What is this? This monster, this devil, what is this? I walked in the woods with my hands out, trying to feel for trees in front of my face and make sure I don't bust my head again. It was so quiet, the only sound out there was my own feet through the leaves. I know that this is me having to pay for the mistake I made. I know this is punishment. If I ever find my way out of these woods, I promise that I would do things different.
Chilling tales for dark nights.